everyone, welcome to this week's podcast show on Mums on Cloud 9. This week we're talking about AI productivity hacks for budget planning and finances. This is part of a 90-day series where we're looking into a different AI productivity hack every week to help you save at least 10 hours a week. Now, to kick off the conversation, we're going to be talking about, as I say, AI for budget planning and financing. And of course, using AI, I went into ChatGPT and asked it how I could save time using AI. Yeah, it's always a good baseline, right? So that's what we're testing today. So it suggested to me that I could save 3 hours a week through using AI. The areas that it recommended was to track spending. So moving from maybe manually putting things into a spreadsheet into using AI tools, and we can explore some of those AI tools today. I could save 1.5 hours a week doing that. Not that I do that, I should do that, but yeah, if I was doing things properly, I would. Finding deals. I think this is really important one. So it could save us an hour a week, say finding deals and getting better discounts. Kelly, you're really good at this. I definitely need to take notes.
Yeah.
And the third is budget review. So actually managing your budget really closely. Recommended we could save 40 minutes a week through using AI. So let's explore this. Kelly, you are the woman for this, right?
Yeah,
I love learning from
I
you.
used to be a finance planner back in the day, albeit to prisoners, but still, people are people. So there's a few things I wanted to cover, really. I won't talk too long, I promise. But codes, discount codes for certain websites. I will, if I'm going to buy something, firstly, I'll ask ChatGPT to actually find me the website that has the cheapest product. So say it's a foundation that I want, and my foundation cost me like £70. I don't want to pay £70 for my foundation. So I'll ask it for what's the cheapest place to find it. And then once you find their website, then you ask it, can I have a code? And it will give you like welcome 10 or random codes that it will generate. You just try them all, and one of them usually work. So I've got 10% off of the cheapest product, first hack. And then another thing as well is I utilize it for my mortgage. Now I'm super cheap as well. I hate paying interest, and I'm not good at maths. So let's say, for example, you've got a 25-year mortgage that's 200 grand. Yeah. The interest alone on that is going to be over 100 grand. I've asked GPT, I want to pay my mortgage off in 8 years. How much extra do I need to pay? This is my percentage on my mortgage. I've given him all the details, and he's told me if you pay an extra £750 a month, your mortgage will be finished in 8 years. So I'm going to be mortgage free in 5 years because I'm paying exactly what he's told me to pay, and he equates it. I know I've got a 10% margin, so he's worked it all out for me. I put that into my spreadsheet, and I pay that every month on top of my regular mortgage payments, and I'll be mortgage free before I'm 50, which will be lovely. That's what I want, financial freedom. So he does a lot of my thinking for me, which saves a lot of time and also saves you time in the long run because I'm not paying 25 years worth of mortgage. I'm paying 8 years.
That's
really
good. Right.
Really good.
That's a really good hacks. And you also map out your finances, don't you, Kelly?
Yeah, it's
Like
very
budget everything.
strict.
Do you still use a spreadsheet or do you use AI for that too?
I still use an Excel spreadsheet because my husband keeps it on his laptop. Every year we switch, one person manages it, so it's fair and even. So we have one bank account and both our salaries go in. Then we've got 2 savings accounts, so any expendable that we have. Say we've got £1,000 each a month expendable, we'll take that into our savings accounts. So it's all mapped on a spreadsheet, but I do throw it into GPT to say, is everything accurate? I've got to also add RSA car insurance. Can you find me a good deal? And also, can you add it to the spreadsheet and see what my expendable is? And then I'll put the spreadsheet. Yeah, I'll add it in, and I'll put the spreadsheet back into Excel. So I like the spreadsheet. I'm old fashioned as well. I'm born in the 80s. So I do like a spreadsheet so I can add and play with it still. But he works out everything for me and gives me formulas so that because it calculates it itself. So I put in our salaries, our bills, and it gives me the formulas to make it minus and plus, and so all the tallies go along each year. So it makes my mortgage go down, it makes my savings go up, and it works it all out.
Yeah, interesting. What about you, Lyn?
Yeah, so I'm not good like that.
Lyn's a spender. She loves the shopping.
I spend, yeah, I do. But I'm going to definitely take that one on board, Kelly, because if I go to buy makeup, I just go and buy the makeup.
No, never.
So
never.
I'm not going
Come to me first. I'm going to get you the best deal. Come to me first.
But when, you know, how you can do it. And like I say, like me and Heather said, we're probably not as good at it as you are, Kelly. But I think it's all about, knowing your limits and knowing if you've got a certain amount to spend, asking the question. And again, like we said before, AI remembers you, especially if you're on the paid program where if you go into ChatGPT and you ask it a question and you ask about maybe something that you did 2 weeks ago, it remembers it. So it's really good for remembering and for making sure that you can keep everything into a budget. Like I say, I'm not very good at it, but ChatGPT runs my life. So anything I ever need, I go to ChatGPT for. So, it's although when you think that the decision making is sometimes the thing that it doesn't cost you money, it costs you time, but still, if you can get it and you can find the information online, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you go back GPT and ask the question? I mean, like I said, I haven't got as much to add as Kelly has because I'm not in that park that I do everything as stringent as Kelly does, which I take my hat off to you for that. However, if I needed to know something financially or otherwise, ChatGPT is always my first point of call.
That's good. It's using it as a resource, isn't it? And I think, it's a great place to start. So I dug down a little bit deeper. I went and found some tools, for the purpose of the podcast and exploring this and seeing what we could get. And there were some really great apps out there, similar. There was Snoop, Cleo, Plum, Emma, different ones. Again, there's different ones in the USA. But I downloaded trial of Emma, which was interesting. And you connect your bank account and it kind of looks at everything, which is great because actually I needed to do an analysis. I'm, again, not like Kelly and stringent on things. But, what was interesting actually, if I go back to, my ex and when we were married, the clarity over financial things was always a problem. I was the one that looked at it, but then he didn't. And then, it's like, what's going on? Why is this costing more and whatever? And actually, the thing that came to mind around these apps is that you both can have access and sort of see everything and it's visible there, and then it's easier to sort of track and you can put budget pots aside. So like with Emma, you can, it will look at all your subscriptions and then you can easily see where you're wasting money. It can help you budget. It can set alerts. So if you spend over a certain amount in a certain category, it flags it. It also gave you offers for like finding loans and sort of deals as well, investment opportunities. So you can invest in things for as little as £1. And I'm like, oh, wow, this makes it so much easier because, talking about finance and investing, so many women don't invest in things. And it was interesting to sort of have a platform that's helping you understand it and make it easy, to put anything as little as £1 in it. And I was like, oh, wow, because with investing, I don't know where to start and stop at. Where do you start with investment? Where do you trust? I think with these apps, you're kind of like, okay, everything's here for us. We can do this together, but it's visible as a partnership. So it's really interesting exploring some of this. And I'm keen to, it might actually be one that I sign up to kind of get a better sort of clarity and it sort of sorts through everything quite easily for you.
I think as well, with all of, when we talk about time saving as well, I mean, it prevents burnout, doesn't it? And of course, and money can be a massive stress on a relationship.
Yeah.
And I think it does help with the anxiety, relationships, and all of that as well, doesn't it? So I think it's not just time. I think it's everything else that goes with it as well.
Yeah. And look, and so Kelly says, everybody manages their finances differently as a partnership and what money you put away and, whether you can buy something, what money's yours and what you put together, it's constant thing. So I think any of these tools that make it easier for couples to manage things, allocate money out, as I say, it gave me those alerts as well. So, it's given me alerts saying, oh, you've got this in your account today or whatever. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. Like it's tracking things, which your bank can do to a certain degree, but not if you're over or under budget. So I think it's great, having started a new partnership with somebody, again, it's those financial conversations of how do we track things, and particularly if you set up a joint account, well, is it in your name or my name? And if you have one of these apps, it kind of makes it that you've got access to it. So I think they're really good things to explore that make things easier for couples for sure.
But I think also as well, and I had a friend who does this. She's got a fear over money, so she avoids checking her bank account. I'm in my bank account every day. I like to know exactly what's going on because obviously we're both sharing one. But she's got a fear, so that's that old added story of not opening your mail when things come because you're scared it's going to be a bill or something. I think that those kind of apps will help people with anxiety because you're getting notifications like maybe slow down on the Starbucks, maybe put a bit more in your savings, and having that accountability to actually say, okay, this is my money, I'm going to manage it, and take that fear away. The fear is also causing you stress, anxiety, which is adding time.
Yeah, and when you say about fear as well, I know that probably a lot of people that are watching this don't know an awful lot about AI yet, and it's important to remember that AI is not replacing humans. It's just making life easier. And there are so many things that can make smarter decisions these days. And Emma, I've actually heard of Emma, Heather. So, it's good. As soon as you said that, I went, I've heard of that, but I've not tried it. So trying these new tools can absolutely change your life for sure.
Yeah, and I think it's making a habit. So, when I was in an AI conference, and this is what we encourage all of you to do who's listening, is, just spend 1-2 hours a week learning and delving into these topics. So my challenge to you this week would be, delve into financial planning. You use ChatGPT for different things like mortgages, discounts, budgeting, go and download some of these apps. Just make sure, and I'm a stickler for this as well, because make sure that if you sign up to a free trial that you do actually cancel it and don't end up with that money going
I
in
do
your
it
account.
straight away all the time. I do
it.
it straight away.
Kelly,
and
you
then-
want to move in with me?
You would hate me. You'd hate me because I'm very, very strict with it. I mean, I do shop, I do spend, I have expendable cash to spend, but I've always got a plan. It's always allocated to savings, allocated for travel. So
That's
but
nice.
I do spend. I do buy myself, an outfit or a makeup that I want. I'm not like sitting here with like no furniture and no TV or anything. But I streamline. I don't get anything that I don't need. I don't have Sky TV or anything like that. I've got like Netflix and
What?
I don't watch. Well, I cancelled it. David only used it for the football, so I was like, I don't need this anymore. It's £80 a month. We can go to the pub and watch it if he wants to watch football.
Gosh, that was expensive. I don't think mine's that much. I'll go and have a look
We
at
had
my bank
movies and
account.
everything. Check it all. You should know everything that you're spending.
You know what? It's funny because I've got 3 beautiful granddaughters, but one of my granddaughters came in to the office this morning, and she was just going off to school. She's 7 tomorrow, and on the back of the podcast we did, where we your daughters Heather interviewed us, I thought I'm going to ask her a couple of questions. So I asked her what AI is, and she said, "Is it to do with electric?" So she had no idea yet. So I need to educate her on that. But she also said, "So when you sit at work, what do you do?" So I said, "Obviously you work and you earn money." And she said, "Oh, good, we can go on holiday." So for a 7-year-old to say that, so I was explaining to her, every time you put the light on, it costs you money. Every time you turn the tap on, it costs you money. And she said, "Does it cost you money to open the door?" And I said, "That's probably the only thing it doesn't."
Unless something breaks, like the door handle.
You don't need to know at 7.
Yeah, it's interesting. But teaching our kids this, actually, one of the apps, I don't think it was the Emma app, they sort of said that you can actually show things to your kids about budgeting planning. And,
Yeah.
let's hope our kids don't listen to this then, because we are meant to be teaching them how to budget and plan, right? I'm always saying to my daughter, don't waste your money, you should save. And actually, you know what? It's her birthday. She's 13 next week. The first time I said, "Do you want to go shopping with the money that I give you?" And she said, "No, I want to save it."
Yeah.
It took me 13 years to get there.
Wow. Let's go to the bank quickly.
Yeah, because I'd always say to her, don't waste the money. Don't, just don't save it for something that you really want. And I've been sort of trying to say that, and she's just throwing money down the drain at this, that. And I've got to 13. She's like, "No, I'm going to save it." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, you're ticking the box." I haven't got to the budgeting bit, but we'll get there, But I think if we can use these tools and help them use them and help them save and plan, I'm like, right, okay, what do I do next with her around this? But yeah, it's exciting, isn't it? But actually going back to the electric point you mentioned, we were working with our mentor at Supermums on Monday, and he explained actually AI as being like electricity.
Oh, how weird.
Imagine a world where we had no electric and electric came in. AI is basically the equivalent of that. That's how he explains it. It's like, imagine a world with no AI and now we've got AI. It's like basically almost a reinvention of electricity in a new way.
Of course, yeah.
It runs our lives. It definitely runs our lives for sure. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I can't go backwards now. No, sorry.
I couldn't go backwards.
Dystopian lifestyle in the 90s and early 2000s. No, I'm over it.
Yeah, I mean, not a topic for today's conversation, but there are so many things that we could talk about right now that you use ChatGPT for on a daily basis.
The other thing, the final thing I'll mention around this is, at Mums on Cloud 9 at Supermums, we're all part of Supermums, which is about helping women transform their lives through starting and launching a career in tech. like if you're using these financial planning tools, etc., like it's a great start to think, well, actually, if I was managing projects and finances in a job opportunity, looking at AI tools that can do that, like these are great transferable skills. So when you're going for job applications, people are going to be, comparing you to people that are using AI tools right now. So what we're really advocating through our podcast and what we're doing at Supermums at the moment is we want you to really harness AI in your life and work, because if you learn these skills and use these tools at home, you can easily translate that and talk about those in the workplace and for jobs. And I say, if you love financial planning, like, I think people who are great at budgeting, financial planning make great project managers. And at Supermums, we help people to become project managers and launch their career in that space. So, you think about this, about how this will cover all of you. As Lyn mentioned, yes, AI, you know, jobs are being displaced. It's not displacing humans, but the thing is, the reality is that some jobs are going and some jobs you're going to need to think differently about. And so somebody's going to want to hire a project manager who's probably got AI skills and capabilities, because they'll do a job a lot quicker than a project manager that doesn't. And they're going to want you to learn AI tools, but obviously somebody who's got those tools are going to do it. So that's really why we're doing this. We want you to get familiar, comfortable, introduce you to what the options are. Today, just as a summary, we've talked about how you could get 3 hours back, potentially using AI for financial planning and budgeting. Lots of different ways to doing that, through using ChatGPT for discounts and deals, to getting good deals on mortgages, to budgeting, using your spreadsheet within it, or you can use AI apps. Some of those we've mentioned, and include them in the show notes as well. But you can explore that help you integrate everything, integrate your banks into it, and help you with budgeting and planning, which you might save your marriage, right? I like the drama at the end. It might save your marriage doing something like that. And also help your kids. So have a look into it, delve into it, spend the 2 to 3 hours a week this week, see if it can save you that amount of time going forward. We'd love to hear your stories and things that's helped make this change. We want to help you save 10 hours a week. We've got 12 weeks of different AI productivity hacks across different areas as well. So stay with us on this journey. We hope that's given you some inspiration for this week. Thank you, Kelly and Lyn, for sharing your stories. Always good fun, as always. Lots of different things. It's amazing what comes out, isn't it? I love sharing this and what we do at home. Thank you very much, everyone, and hope to see you on the next podcast show.
Thanks, everyone. See you next time.